Da 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 da. Here we go. We're in the...
This is our workroom. So this one on the table, we just got about a week and a half ago into our collection. We're dating it about 1870. We unfortunately don't know who made it, but we think it's Virginia, and it's in such amazing shape that we just took it.
Of course.
My personal guess is I think it was probably made in the 1870s for the centennial, just with the amount of red, white, and blue going on in here.
Yeah.
But there's so many things I love about it.
Where to start?
I know. She was very intentional on her placement of fabric. So the outside stars are all the same, and then the inside star, it's the same fabric, just arranged in different ways.
Oh, yeah. Oh. This particular blue and white print that is so much in that center one. Sorry, my hand's on the screen, you guys.
Yeah.
But it's the thing that's on the tips of all the others.
It's just the tips, yeah.
And it makes such a beautiful, almost, it looks faded almost, and it's not. But from a distance, until you get close up, it almost looks like it's been.
Yeah. Wow. And then the other blue, this one that she kind of used there and there, is also what she used for the binding.
Oh, lovely.
And then one of the things that's fascinating about this quilt is she used different colored quilting thread.
Oh, yeah.
Which you don't see in Virginia quilts a ton.
Oh, really?
But we've taken in 3 in the past 3 years that have colored thread in them. So I'm like, someone needs to do a research paper on this now. I don't have time, but someone else come look at our quilts and do it.
All right. Calling you AQSG folks, calling the historians. Answer the call.
Yeah. But this is the only one we have where she used multiple different colors. So she's got brown and then 2 shades of blue and white.
Yeah.
And it's really even quilting at about 8 stitches per inch throughout the whole quilt.
Yeah. It's really, really even.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
If it wasn't all done by one person, they all were very good quilters and knew how to quilt to look like each other.
And you know what? I've realized when I'm hand quilting, my stitches are different day to day. So it's always fascinating to me how anyone could get the same, be really consistent. A lot of practice, I suppose. Yeah. I don't do a lot of hand quilting. That's probably why.
Yeah.
It does look very patriotic, doesn't it? So pretty.
Yeah. And in such good shape.
It is. And it's massive.
I was just measuring it. It's like 103. I'm assuming it's pretty square. This is so new. We haven't even written our description or taken measurements of it.
I almost feel like that makes it earlier, but I don't. But I think you are onto something with the patriotic and the centennial.
I would also say earlier, other than it's just the quilting is kind of plain. So earlier, I would expect to see a little bit more fussy quilting.
I see, yeah.
But
wreaths and such. And
31-inch blocks.
Yikes.
So those are big blocks.
Those big blocks. I like big blocks.
Yeah.
And I cannot lie.
That needs to be a quilt bumper sticker.
Absolutely. I can make that happen. Yeah. So these people, I've heard some people say they think that if it's a big quilt, that means it's newer. And I just wanted to say for the record, and I know you know this already, but I'm saying for our viewers, if you find a big quilt like this, that does not mean it's newer. That means it's older. Because they had high beds.
Yeah.
Really high beds. And they didn't do skirts like you might see on a high bed sometimes today. Or maybe it might have been popular in 1980s or 90s. Maybe not so much today.
I was going to say, is anyone still using bed skirts?
I don't know if anybody is, but the quilt would drape, and they made it large enough to drape all the way over the edges of the mattresses. So, isn't it? This is just beautiful. I can't wait to see what you find out about it. And this, I just noticed this cheddar. The
stripe.
Oh my gosh, is that cool?
And the stripe gives it such movement pointing in towards the center of the stars.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can see she did piecing within that piece.
Yep.
And lined up those stripes.
She wasn't playing around, man. Look at that, y'all.
She had a plan and she executed it.
Oh, she sure did.
And like, God love her.
And
I would not have the patience to do that.
You might. Don't sell yourself short. I have found that seeing that sort of thing in antique quilts and in vintage quilts has, as a quilt maker, made me feel like if I've run out of something, I can do this too. And then people never see it.
No! This is the first time I've noticed it on this one.
And then sometimes if you even know it's there, you're like, which one of it is it on?
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it? And it takes forever. But it doesn't matter, guys, if you run out.
Just piece it.
Just piece some stuff. And it doesn't even have to be the exact same print. You don't have to go this far with it.
Yeah. You don't have to match up your lines.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Thank you for letting us behind the scenes here.
Yeah. If you want to, we can look at a couple more because there's a whole bunch.
Okay, I'll pause this. Holy moly. I just about passed out where we just, I paused it. You guys didn't see it, but Alicia and I pulled the top one. We were just looking at back. And oh my, Tree Everlasting, I think is this layout, right?
And this one we've got a date about circa 1820 on. And this is one of the few we have in our collection with trapunto work. So all of these flowers and then the two outside white strips have these feathers.
Oh my gosh.
And again, this quilt is huge and it's 1820s.
I have goosebumps.
This is a really fun one.
This is amazing. Look at the condition this is in.
Yeah.
And I gotta, sorry, I was so taken that my throat is, look at that green. Look how vibrant. 1820s, you guys. 1820s. And the chintz might be earlier than that.
Yeah.
Because that's often how that went. I mean, I'm not an expert on the chintz, but I know a little bit. Just enough to be dangerous.
Right?
And look how bright those colors still are.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold it still. My gimbal is busted. Okay. Oh my goodness. And the stuff work, the trapunto.
Is exquisite.
It really is. I mean, look at these tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay, I'm just going to get near it. I'm not going to get on it. But look at the tiny, it's just smaller than the tip of my finger. These little circles. That took skill. Do you know what, though? Now I'm getting ideas. Like for my own quilting journey, because so many times, you get these gorgeous prints and you hate to cut them up.
Do stripes.
Just do some stripes and some half square triangles and show it off. My goodness, this is gorgeous. What a find. Yeah. So how did you come about this one?
We've had this one for a long time. So it was donated to us. I'm trying to make my way to wherever I put down my phone.
Yeah, you don't have to answer us now. You can. We can put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
But look, here's another piece that's been cabbaged in.
This one has, I think this was probably repair work done before we got it here at the museum. There's a couple places where they've done this.
Yeah. But again, like, unless you're looking,
yeah,
you're not going to really see that.
yeah.
It's not going to.
And this is what I think would have been the top of the quilt because the border's a little bit different. It doesn't have the... Mm-hmm. And down there's the wider strip as well.
Oh, yes. I see what you're saying.
So
down here is just the half square triangles. And on the other side...
there's the big wide border.
Yeah.
And that runs around 3 sides of it. So.
Oh, yep. Yep.
And there's clearly more wear on this side up here at the top. So.
Oh. Yes, pulling it, tugging at it, pulling it up in the, Like
Which just, can you imagine sleeping under this? Like, if you made this, would you let anyone sleep under
Never.
it? No, I'd be like, get your grubby hands off of it. I don't care how cold you are. Get out.
Go run around.
Yeah.
Warm up.
Sleep with the animals. Don't care.
Right. Go to the barn.
Like, I would never put this on my bed and be like, go to sleep.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. It would have stayed in a trunk and been pulled out just for showing off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm just now seeing this yellow in here too. Mm-hmm. So I saw the green earlier and now I'm seeing the yellow. God, those colors are phenomenal. Oh, yeah, no one's sleeping under that.
Yeah. Not in my house.
Not in my house. Are we going to do another one?
Yeah.
All right. More hyperventilating. Okay.
If you saw in the stairwell, there's a reproduction of this that is a raffle quilt. And so this is the one it was inspired by. So this is circa 1840-ish.
Yes.
We call it the Tucker Sunburst because it came from the Tucker family. It's, again, another huge quilt. I think this one's a little bit over 100 inches square. The reproduction raffle quilt is only 75 inches square because the group that was making it was like, how do you feel about not doing the whole thing? And I was like, seems great, guys.
I don't blame them at all.
Yeah.
This takes my breath away.
It's so fun.
Look at these incredible colors in these fabrics. I could stare at this all day.
Yeah. And one of the fun things they found when they were working on the reproduction is that in the sashing, these small blocks are pieced, but then these larger cornerstones are appliqued on.
Oh. Oh.
So you can see that's,
Yeah.
they've got different seams.
Look at that.
And they were like, well, I guess we'll do that too.
The people reproducing it, like, you had to go and have. But you know, that's so smart.
Yeah.
That's so smart. Because then, if you were to try to piece this.
Trying to get all 4 of those to line up and,
Yeah, you're looking
crikey.
at that. You're looking at either splitting that centerpiece into a patchwork or a lot of Y seams
yeah.
and such. So this was a good solution.
Yeah.
I love these fabrics. This is... Oh, wow. This, I mean, I'm going to pull back a minute. I was on it. Oh,
It's got so many great fabrics in it.
it's such... It's in beautiful condition.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a little dirty, but I'd be too if I was 190
180 years old. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving that. This one here in the center.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Every time I see this, I find new fabrics in it.
Yeah. You know, quilts like this help remind us that the fabrics were not dull and grayed down and blah.
Like, look how vibrant this blue still is.
That indigo. Yep, and that is a dark indigo too.
Yeah. And then this blue flower here, that's so bright.
Yes.
Yeah.
The yellow that's in this red. Mm-hmm. And all these pinks.
Yeah.
Oh. just... Let me see, where's another one we want to... Ooh, oh, there's a little bit of batting coming through there.
Yeah, we need to get some conservation work done on this one. Some of the fabric's beginning to just disintegrate.
And that happens because of the mordants they use.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a couple places where the red's beginning to have dropouts and break down.
Oh, yeah. So for those of you watching, if you don't know, sometimes in some of these prints where there was a dark brown, often that's usually what it was, is a dark brown, almost black sometimes. And that would, over time, the mordants that were used for that particular color would, like she said, drop out. That would just make holes. You'll you'll find a red piece with little holes in it.
There's a tiny little hole beginning to form right there.
Yeah, so like that. That's dropping out.
Yeah.
And here's a little bit dropping out.
Yeah.
Just so we can show them what that's about. But overall, this thing's in extremely good condition.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like a princess in a princess shop. I don't know, a candy store. I don't know words. Yowza. Are we doing another one?
Yeah. You're gonna.
I just screamed.
She did.
I did. I totally screamed.
Which was almost my reaction the first time I saw this quote.
Oh my God.
So we've got about circa 1830 on this one. Based mainly off this butterscotch and the print. The whole quilt is in this good of condition.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah. This was donated to us last year by a delightful woman named Nancy Merritt.
Nancy, thank you for this gift to the world.
And she just called me up one day. I happened to answer the phone when it rang. And she said, I have a quilt I think you guys need. And I said, well, what's it look like? And she said, I don't know how to describe it. And I said, well, how old is it? And she said, I have no idea. She said, but I'm going to be in Harrisonburg next week. Can I just bring it to you? I think you guys really need it. And I was like, yeah, sure. And so the day she happened to bring it, 2 of my board members from my collection committee were here working on our collections with us. And I think you probably know both of them, Beverly Evans and Gloria Comstock.
I know Beverly. I don't know Gloria.
And so they were here, and we were down in our other workroom working, and Nancy brought this quilt in. And she started unfolding it, and we saw like a corner. And before she even unfolded it, all 3 of us were like, yeah, we want it.
You would have had to pick me up off the floor, like she almost had to do just now when we lifted that last one.
And she was like, you haven't even seen the whole thing. And we're like, we don't really care.
Yeah, we already know.
We want it.
Look at that blue. Oh my God, I can't. I don't have.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't articulate how I feel about this right now. I need to get over the shock of it.
Well, and she did that same thing that we saw in the other one where she pieced, this pink, she pieced that there to keep that whole circle pink.
Yeah.
And she was very purposeful. It's scrappy, but within each block it's not scrappy. So this is the same fabric in all those points.
Yes.
So whereas the other one we were just looking at was completely scrappy.
Yeah.
This one's controlled scrappy.
Right. And she cabbaged together a few of these squares too. Let's see what I'm trying to find. Oh, here. There's one. But see, again, like you don't, unless you know to look for it or whatever. You know, let me tell you something too. There's my finger in the way. These little points, holy moly. Folks, those are not foundation paper pieced. Those are just pieced, like just regular old pieced. They didn't do foundation paper piecing.
Yeah.
They did English paper piecing, but this was not English paper piece. This is pieced. Like you cut these pointy little bits.
Yeah.
And they're actually easier by hand that way than they are on a machine. But at any rate, can you imagine doing it that many times?
There's something like 90 blocks, I think we counted.
Because look, I'm going to pull it back so people
Yeah,
can
you're
see
seeing
the
half of
size.
it, a little bit less than half.
That's just half of it.
Wow.
Oh my God. And then these hourglass blocks around the border. That is so beautiful with the shirting fabric. That just a simple little red line.
Yeah.
Oh, and the tiny, tiny, tiny little binding.
Yeah, and this is another one where they there's colored thread used on the quilting. So she used brown and cream to kind of blend in with the fabric on the front.
Oh, she was really good. Or they, it might have been multiples. It had to have been multiples.
Yeah.
And servants and or slaves also.
Yeah, clearly this woman had money.
Yes.
These fabrics were not cheap.
Right.
She had access to a lot of them.
Yeah. And a lot of this butterscotch.
Yeah.
Also. So yeah, there's definitely many hands in that. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, I just can't get over it.
Yeah.
Look at that blue, you guys. That blue. Holy moly.
I know, that blue is
blue.
Quite possibly my favorite part of this quilt.
It is so vibrant.
Yeah. I'm dying to see what that fabric would have looked like as yardage, that blue.
Oh, wouldn't you just? Well, hey, somebody could recreate it.
Any fabric companies out there.
We know people, Alicia. Let's get somebody on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're signing off now.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for coming to the back room at the Virginia Quilt Museum.
Yes.
Thanks, bye.